Hello! Welcome back to Let's Play Phantasy Star Online. It's Gilbert. We are about to finish the Addicting Food quest. We met the Cake Sisters. Woohoo! They are pretty hot. I mean, whatever. They look like the guild counter chicks. Also the bank counter. Okay, so we have our cake, but before we go and turn it in, let's go to the shops and do a little shopping at the shops, because that makes sense. Okay, so now we're getting brands and auto guns. Each weapon has their own different level, and really, it pretty much just changes the color of the glowing part. I like the second level, because it's blue. Blue's my favorite color. So we cannot use a... Actually, I think staff... Yeah, so I think staves are... Yeah, they, okay, so they don't... Okay, so I think staff is the next level of rod, not the next level of, I mean, it might be the next level of cane, but I don't know. So, we'll just sell stuff, then. Sell sidearmor, sell that, sell these diamonds, sell armor, sell stick, sell brand, sell auto gun, sell the atomizer, sell the antidote, sell frame. Dye fluid, which I probably should have listened. Okay, and I'm selling this thing. Okay, that's done. Now we're just gonna buy. Oh, and now we have dye mates and dye fluids visible in the shop. Dye fluids are pretty expensive, and I don't really need them quite yet. I can use them, they restore 200 TP, but affording them is another story altogether. Okay, so, oh, Rafoy, here we go, perfect. So I'm gonna buy that, and I'm gonna buy Gizand as well. So, is there anything else I need to buy? No. Okay, so we're not going to worry about dye fluids too much. Now we're going to sort. Alright, now that I have Rafoy, I feel I have less to worry about. Sort these. It's a little bit annoying. I guess they must have changed that in a later version, but I thought it always, did that. I thought it always moved my, other stuff. Okay, so Plasma Barrier level 31, Soul Barrier level 13. I'm tempted to buy it, because I do kind of want one, and I am going to be at level 13 soon. So, 2002, or 2112, sorry, 2002. Okay, there are two ones there, Gilbert. Pay attention. So, we will go ahead and deposit the dye fluid. Actually, we're going to take the two dye fluids that are in there, and we're going to take some money. That should be enough. There we go. And we're going to go mag feeding. Give it the two dye fluids and a mono fluid. And this is another reason, like I said before, actually, in an earlier part, I talked about, you know, managing your items and deciding how much to use when, and fitting your mags is another part of that problem, another part of the equation for, especially for forces and casts who rely on their mates to heal them and their TP to do everything. So it can be tricky. Okay, how far am I? I'm pretty close, so I'm tempted to actually hold on to these. Because I'll be ready to equip them soon. So I think I am going to bring them with me. I'll bring the money with me too. So let's go ahead and turn this shit in. And geez, 4 minutes already. That's amazing. I spent 4 minutes doing what? Oh, I'm sorry. This LP is going to take a long time. Oh, that's I learned about this in history class. It's a cake, isn't it? Please give it to me. Passed cake. Thanks. You can get your Meseta at the Hunters Guild. She really wanted that cake. And there we go. That is our first quest in the caves completed. I'm not gonna count value of money as one of those quests because Well, obviously, that quest was really short, and we didn't even go anywhere. We stayed. It wasn't accessible until the caves, but we stayed on the ship. So that was our first quest in the cave. So what's next? It is the Lost Bride. Okay, I'm not feeling too concerned about going to check for new techs or anything like that, because I already have Rafoy level 1. So I'll go ahead and accept this now. I'm too fat. I'm too fat to go back to my fiance. Please help me diet. Yeah, this quest is not as long as the first one. This one actually stops midway through Caves 2. With stunning results, really. Nice to meet you. I'm Cecil. Guess what? I'm getting married. But I know I'm out of shape, but I'm staying on Ragall to exercise and get in shape before I see him. But every time I go hunting, I use all the recovery items. So I decided that I need help to control my diet. It's simple. What you do is go to a target point with me. But you have to guard me so that I won't need to use any recovery items. If I get hurt, I'll use a recovery item. The target point is in the waterfall in the cave. Got it? So now we're going with Cecil, someone who is too fat. So, let's see here. We will, let's see, give up monomates, I guess, for Resta level 3. And instead of monofluids, that's where I'll put my monomates so that I can heal, so that I can heal myself without having to resort to Resta. And that will save us some frustration. Hopefully save us a little frustration anyway. Yeah, we won't have to come back up here as often. So yeah, unfortunately we start in Cave 1. Oh dear. So, okay, so our goal is to keep her from getting hurt as much as possible, or if she does get hurt, it's actually fine if she gets hurt. All we need to do is make sure she doesn't use any recovery items. Those are the problem. Techniques are actually fine, so we can actually let her get hurt as much as we want, as long as we don't mind using Resta too much. But I am going to try and keep her from getting hurt, just for the sake of, well, yeah, just so I don't have to use Resta so much. The more I have to use Resta, because Resta, you'll see, uses a lot of your TP. It uses a significant chunk, so we need to avoid using it as much as possible. Later, I won't be so concerned about it, and I'll use it as much as I want for myself, because I don't really want to have to buy Dimates, and if they stop letting me buy Monomates, then I'll probably switch to Resta, and just save all my money for dye fluids, because those are expensive. I mean, 500 on pop is a lot. Even though earlier, oh, that's one nice thing. She'll use anti on us. That's nice. But I know I said in an earlier part how 5,000 wasn't that much. Well, 5,000 for 10 dye fluids actually is a lot. That can be kind of too much early on in the game. I mean, 5,000 here and there, that's not going to be too big a deal, but every time I need to refill my stock of fluids, 5,000 is quite a bit. Even if they do twice as much, they actually cost 5 times more than mono fluids. Ultimately, I mean, until you get to a really high level where, because mono fluids heal recover 70, dye fluids recover 200, tri-fluids recover everything. And eventually even dye fluids aren't that much. And unlike the later versions of the game where fluids heal more depending on what difficulty level you're on, in this original game, they stay the same no matter what you're on. Hard mode, very hard, normal. Mono fluid's always going to be 70. Dye fluid's always going to be 200. It's not going to increase like in the GameCube version and beyond. So even dye fluids get a little bit taxing to use, and eventually tri-fluids are the way to go, but they cost a lot more, as you can imagine. Okay, so I knew there'd be enemies in here because that door was locked. Hopefully not too many. Ideally, I'd like to find a quest that I finish right as we run out of time, and that will probably be the best stopping point for recording parts today. And then I'll have to... Probably won't be able to record because it's almost Christmas time when I'm recording these now. So probably not... Probably a little while. Let's see. That soul frame. Does that have... No, it doesn't have any slots, so I'm not going to bother equipping the Priest Mind. It would increase my MST a bit, which would increase the damage I do, and the TP I have, but it's a Priest Mind minus, which basically means it's not as good. It's kind of it's a low quality Priest Mind. There are normal quality Priest Minds, which are just Priest Minds, and then there's high quality, and there's high and super high quality. There's Priest Mind Plus and Priest Mind Plus Plus, and that goes for all slot items. You can find, oh dang, I didn't, see, now I have to pause. Okay, maybe I will just heal myself with Resta as well, because I'm gonna have to pause to do that all the time. So, customize. Yeah, I think that's going to be the better solution. Okay, here we go. Oh, see, she'll use Resta too sometimes, so I don't know why she's complaining about using items when she has Resta. Silly girl. It's because I got hurt, though. Just as she gets hurt, she'll probably use items. You can cure her before she gets hurt, so it's not too big a problem. Now, I think... Actually, down there, that actually might be the way out. Jeez. Okay, I'll give it this dye fluid, and yeah, I'll give it a couple more fluids. Why not? Okay, no. So this is just a shower. So again, you saw I used 3 mono fluids to fill myself up, but I didn't need to. Here's a shower right here. And the philosophical debate goes on about whether you should fill up or not. Not really a philosophical debate, I guess. Not even really much of a debate. It's really your personal preference. I do like to try to save items, but at the same time, it's frustrating to have to use an item every 5 seconds when I'm trying to fight. So that door is probably the way to go. So through one of these 2 side doors, either the north or the south, is going to be the switch to open it. Okay, here's a multi-button door. Unless 4-button, there are never 3-button doors, but 4-button doors are always the wrong way to go. You're always on the wrong track if you go through a 4-button door. That's kind of a general rule in this game that I've found to be 100% true. They may have changed it in later versions of the game where a 4-button door is necessary to go through. In this game, however, there are no 4-button doors that you absolutely have to go through to finish an area. So, all you have to worry about are 2-button doors. And offline, like we're playing, you can actually... The buttons will hold down when you press them. Online, they actually pops back up if you stand off them. So that'd kind of suck, because there'd be some maps, if you had the wrong map, like I had the wrong Ruins map, I could not go through the Ruins solo, because I had to go through a 2-button door very early on, and there was no getting around it. I had to go through a 2-button door very early on in Ruins 1. So I couldn't get past it because it was online, and of course you get more experience online. So, you know, kind of boned me for the Ruins. I had to have at least one other person with me. So this actually goes to... That looks like that goes to that door we couldn't get through. Okay, yeah, so that goes through there. So I think up here is the entrance to Caves 2, which will be a good spot to... Yeah, here we go, Caves 2, alright. And once Caves 2 loads, this will be a good spot to call it a part, and, resume a little bit later. So, once we finish loading here... Alright, here we are, Caves 2. This quest is fortunately not very long. We'll probably finish it in the next part. So, I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Phantasy Star Online, Dreamcast original. Later.